I'm now sitting here with Dr. Joe Marshalla, visionary, best-selling author and speaker here at the Synthesis 2012. Lots of energy, very exciting. December 22nd, 2012, we're still here.
Yes.
So you just did your workshop, Joe. Tell us about some of the amazing projects and work you're doing. You have a lot of things. Your business card is full of stuff. So where to begin, I don't know. I'll let you take it away.
All right. Well, what I was sharing here at Synthesis was something called the sixfold path, aligning with your true and authentic self. And the idea behind the sixfold path is that there's a new study. It's a relatively new science called memetics. Okay, and the study of memes, M-E-M-E-S, memes.
New to me.
Okay, and essentially what memes are unquestioned beliefs that we carry as individuals, as families, as societies, as culture, as planetary citizens, humans, special, unquestioned beliefs. And so what I am doing is that I am dissecting or revealing at least 6 of them that actually generate and then perpetuate separation consciousness. The idea that we are separate beings out here to, get ours and have mine and actually
ego.
Yeah, precisely. That thrust us into what is known as the anthropocentric reality, which is man over nature, man outside of nature, which then nature is there for our gratification and our manipulation, as opposed to we are nature. We are the part of this whole. And so we begin to discuss that. And so for those who aren't here, who'd like to get that information, if you go to thesixfoldpath.com, www.thesixfoldpath.com, you can get the entire lecture that we pre-recorded before I came out here.
Excellent. And how did you first get into this? What was your first awakening to things were greater than what they taught us in school that were just,
I was kind of fortunate. At 13, I got hit by a car and had a major out-of-body experience. And from there began research into trying to understand what it was I experienced. And after 30 years of studying every religion, every psychology, every sociology, self-help program that I could, I began to discover that there were all these exclusive one-way tickets to heaven. I mean, there were multiple exclusive how do you have multiple exclusive one-way tickets to heaven? So I began to then try to understand what they all had in common. And so that is what my book, Repeatlessness, is about. It's discussing the commonality between all human beings and all philosophies and all structures that exist, so that we can all at least have that common denominator to work from.
Wow. It's amazing because when I was 19, I was in a car accident as well. And I died and saw the light and came back. And two of my friends that had passed before me came and spoke to me. And when I came out, I knew, I just got chills, that there was another side.
Yeah.
I knew it. I didn't understand it then,
right,
but I knew it. So it's amazing. A lot of people have those experiences, car accidents, things like that. And if you talk to anyone who has those experiences, they know.
Yeah, well,
they see the other side and come back.
It's amazing. Ram Dass, years ago at Harvard, they had done some research, and I forget 10,000, 12,000 people was their sample. It was a fairly large sample. And 85% of the people who had been through their questionnaire, 85% of them had some type of out-of-body experience, some type of experience that they could not explain. Of that 85%, 95% never wanted to have that experience again.
Wow.
And my submit is because they never had a structure to be able to put it into in order to relate to and understand it.
Exactly.
And so
people fear what they don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
actually, that's not true. No, that's something that it's impossible. Okay.
Explain a little bit of that.
Yeah. What we don't fear the unknown, right? What we fear is letting go of the known. If it's unknown, we've never experienced, we have no reference for it, how could you fear it? You don't know it. There's nothing there. I mean, it's impossible to fear the unknown. What we fear is letting go of the known, our comfort zones. Those little nests that we build so we can kind of have some stability, some sense of peace, some sense of joy, and to let go of that, that's terrifying.
You're absolutely right, and that's what people have a hard time with today: materialism, their ego, their status, what they build up, what they do.
Yeah.
What do you think about the energy here, the people, the vibration here? I mean, it's December 22nd.
Yeah.
We're still here, as you said.
Yeah.
What do you think about the energy?
What's magnificent? Somebody asked me that question just a few minutes ago, just a friend. So what's the biggest thing you're realizing? I said, well, it's something I can actually, for the first time, count the non-synchronistic moments. In other words, the synchronicity and the people that you're meeting and the flow of energy and how we're all interacting and how the whole thing is happening is so magnificent, and miracle after miracle and connection after connection, that when it's not happening is those few moments, as opposed to when before this experience it was like you only count maybe the few synchronistic moments that might happen per month. And now you can count the non-synchronistic ones that are happening per moment. I mean, it's just amazing.
We were just talking about that a few days ago. The synchronicity is like this. We say it, 10 minutes later it pops up.
Yeah.
It's like even a minute later. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what that is.
What that is.
What that is, the synchronicities. Because here's why. So many people, even friends of mine I talk to, they think of a friend, and the friend calls them a minute later, and they haven't talked to them in 10 years.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, it's just a coincidence. And then the next day it happens again. The next day. If you did the math on that,
right,
it's astronomical.
Yeah.
So tell us a little about those synchronicities that everyone.
Well, in my experience, that there's never not a synchronistic moment. That every moment of your life, that is what is occurring, right? And I talk about, but where's one's attention? Where's your attention in life? And I talk about the attention being like an unmanned fire hose. Right, and just kind of whoosh, whoosh, just kind of flying around. And we wake up in the morning, right, and the beep, beep, beep. We turn the clock off, and it's 7 o'clock already. And then, boom, I smell coffee. Oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Oh yeah, I got that business meeting today. Oh, I got carpool with the kids, and on and on and on, just being dragged around by this fire hose.
Yeah.
Whereby, as a result, we miss the synchronicities of those moments of the beauty and what have you, because we have this thing. But what if you can grab hold of that fire hose and direct your attention? And that's what my book is all about, repeatlessness.
Excellent. Well, excellent. I hope we get you can leave us with a copy of it, because that's definitely something I myself and many others here are trying to channel, to try to get into that, because that is the flow of life. That is this energy we speak of. Yeah,
the entire second half of the book, 175 pages, is called Recipes for Repeatlessness. How to turn your every waking moment into a conscious activity. So it's just a series of exercise and games and things that you can play with this reality in order to find that space.
And that's what we're sharing here. Everyone experiences this on the planet.
Yeah.
We're not out of the ordinary, because I've asked everyone this question. You ever thought about a friend and they call a minute later? And
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a coincidence. Do the math, man.
Yeah.
I've been 20 years. The math is no more math.
It's so true. It's so true.
Everyone experiences it, and that's what we're talking about. So the book, again, is Repeatlessness.
That's correct.
And the website, you have a few websites. So what's the best one where people get information?
Repeatlessness.com. REPEATLESSNESS.com. Repeatlessness.
And tell us about any upcoming projects and workshops you're doing.
Well, we just released the sixfoldpath.com. And that's the 2-hour lecture that I gave here. We have another one called The Conversation with Joe, and I'm working on a new documentary called The Pre-Identity. And if there's anything that I teach, if we just have a few more seconds here.
Sure, absolutely.
For the first 18 months of our lives, so the first year and a half of our lives, we have no identity. There's no separation consciousness. You might see yourself in the mirror, and this thing's moving, but you have no idea it's you. Then all of a sudden, a particular brain part kicks in, a part that's called the hippocampus. And I tell people to remember a whole bunch of hippos on campus, right? Playing frisbee at the hippocampus.
Right. I remember that.
Now, when the hippocampus turns on, it's responsible for cognitive memories and sights and smells and impressions and those things, right? Now, when that kicks in, when that turns on, right around between 16 and 20 months, all of a sudden our identity shows up, right? Now, that identity that says me and I and all this stuff, what it says, I this, I that, it downloaded from all the significant role models in its reality. It's mom and dad, uncles, brothers, sisters, whether they were conscious or not. And so the goal of my work, everything I do, is to get one back to their pre-identity state so that they can be who it is they are here to be, as opposed to be doomed to who it is they were told they were.
And when you're talking about bringing it back, you're talking about this DNA consciousness that all of us have in our
Absolutely.
bodies.
And deconstructing the mind and the memes and the structures that keep us from that pure state of awareness.
Which is basically the whole system we live in today.
Exactly.
Light workers have an uphill battle because...
Well, it's downhill now, man. We just switched gate. We just switched directions.
Absolutely. And that's the energy shift we're talking about, where enough of us awaken to this higher way of living, to a living in harmony.
Yeah.
That is happening.
May I share one more analogy?
Absolutely.
I mean, the way I characterize what has just happened for 2012 and this whole change, imagine if we had a still body of water, okay, like a swimming pool or something like that, and we throw 4 rocks into it, and each one starts concentric circles. right? And these rocks represent the various cycles that are all merging at the same time. One's a 100,000-year cycle, one's a 26,000, one's a 5,000. But all of a sudden, all these circles come together, and they finally meet in this one center point. And where they meet, they all rise up together. And that's what we just hit. That's what we just hit at 5 and 11 a.m., you know? And so then we had that 8-minute pause where it just hung out there. And now it's going back out. That rise is falling back out. And with that rise back out, it is the intention of the hundreds of millions of people who are focused with their consciousness on the planet today to carry that focus with the new vibration that is going out that will eventually will come back.
My third eye just lit up when he said that. I'm buzzing right now. So
right on, man.
You hit something right. But yes, we're at the passing the tiniest point of the hourglass.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the flow of energy, like some guests already have said, they have felt the difference. It's a 100th monkey effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Right on.
And that's what we're going for. Thank you, Joe, so much for coming out.
You got it.
Interview. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.